manhood.neat podcast. I've just realized that you can totally hear me breathing the entire time in that intro. Like, it's really bad. I might have to redo that. That's trash. That's trash. Everybody breathes, man. Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, we got Rob and we got Ben Lewis back with us tonight. Again, we don't have Benson because it's past 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have Rob because...
I'm here.
Sorry. Dylan. Rob, you're
looking right at me.
Yeah, you're sitting.
You looked right through me like, he's not here.
Yeah, you're sitting in Dylan's chair, so you're messing me up because Dylan's got a more comfortable chair that he bought on his own. I give him that.
Hey, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah, and he about died bringing down my steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so he's still gone and Benson's asleep. But we got Rob, we got Ben Lewis. We're excited about that. So, gentlemen, how we doing?
Good.
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Fantastic, even.
Fantastic. Not a lot going on, you know.
Yeah, no, I got it. Yep.
You know the drill.
So, Rob, what's been happening?
Oh, you know how it is with this time of year. It's cold and not much going on, so everything's kind of hunkered inside.
Hey, dude, we're like 3 weeks from Christmas.
Yeah, I know. We're just a few weeks away, and so that's kind of what it is, right? It's just all this planning, but not by me, by my wife. My wife is like it's like right after Halloween, everything's like starts gearing towards Christmas, and then it
goes quick though. To me,
it does, man.
Yeah,
and then not yet. I'm kind of that not last minute, but last couple weeks guy, right?
Yeah. Christmas Eve is for shopping.
Yeah. We did tell each other like not to buy each other gifts. But maybe do a vacation instead.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking,
We did that last year.
Yeah.
We went skiing last year.
Yeah, I think we're gonna
That's what I'll do. Good idea.
Yeah, we're gonna try and do Black Hills maybe this year.
Oh, that's a great area.
Yeah, I love
That's
it.
where I went skiing.
In the wintertime or?
No, we'll do the summer.
Okay.
With the kids, so they can go see like Mount Rushmore and everything.
Okay.
So. Yeah, I love it too. I've been up there plenty of times. My wife's never been, so she'd really like to go. So yeah, it'd be cool.
All right. So you got to get a couple more contracts for work done before.
Yeah, I got to do a couple. If I do 2 or maybe 3, then I can pay for my vacation pretty easily.
You got a job at Nakatomi Plaza or something this year?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Can't tell you.
I get it.
I have to kill you.
Yeah. All right, Lewis, what you got going on?
Oh, no.
No.
I'm on the downhill, towards the end of the year. We're sprinting at work. We're sprinting at home. It's, everyone's looking forward to, I got a college kid who's, about to go on break any second, probably finishing up finals in the next few days. Everybody will be on break. It'll be fun. I'll take a few extra days. I always hoard some final vacation days for that holiday or time. So it'll be a great time to be at home, just enjoying the season.
All right, cool.
You?
So got a little bit going on, a little bit. Still,
a little bit.
Yeah. So the one thing I'm trying to really do is I'm in the last, as I run down the stretch of finishing out my time, at the farm, I don't want to drop off my work ethic. So I'm really pushing hard and probably even a little harder than normal to just.
So you're saying you could have been giving more effort all this time.
Yeah.
And yet.
I don't want to say that. I'm just saying I don't want to leave a project halfway in between. Sure. So I'm just trying to there's certain things that it'd be a lot easier if I would just do them because as opposed to telling somebody else all about it. So I'm trying to get all those things done. And then also just being fair, like I've already put it out there that when they bring the new guy on who's going to replace me, that I'm for technical help, he can give me a call. There's certain things on equipment that I've engineered or software wise messed with. Yeah, redneck engineered. And so, trying to get that stuff kind of squared away and everything tightened up. But also then I got an interview this week coming up, and then I'm actually being flown down to Tennessee for an interview as well. So I got that coming up. Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll see what's going on with all that. A lot of stuff up in the air. Again, our foot's just kind of floating, just kind of hanging out. Yep. But also got holidays coming up too. So we're like,
there you go.
We're not going to just bypass those. In fact, our oldest, she was like, where do I come for Christmas? I'm like, just come here. You can help us pack. It's fine. Yeah.
Bring packing tape.
Yep. So no, but it's good. It's been interesting. It's been good. And we'll just, like I said, we're just waiting to see where God opens. And the cool thing is we've made it, and it's been a very common prayer request, and we made a conscious effort to look at the positive of any outcome, right? And so the cool thing is and it sounds really cliche, but it's turning out to be true, is instead of looking at if we are called away from this area, what will we miss? Or if we are called to stay, what are we giving up as opposed to going somewhere else? We're like, no, there's good everywhere. There's good everywhere. So no matter what happens, it's all good, baby, right? It's all good.
Yep.
And so we're just kind of looking at that, and we're just one day at a time. So it's been cool. It's been cool. So yeah, we'll definitely, I'll let the listener know, and you guys will know as well.
Is that Aaron Miller being like glass half full right there?
Yeah, it's weird.
I know.
It's weird. The worst part is though, is like I might have to find somebody to run the teams. So that's gonna be hard.
We gotta talk about that. I gotta tell you something cool anyway about that.
Okay.
Offline.
But anyways, other than that, yeah, everything's been good. Benson, how you been doing? All right, good to hear. Dylan, how you doing? Yep. All right, sounds good.
He's still on a roof.
Oh,
Yeah, he's somewhere.
still on our phone, yeah.
Yeah, it's not mine. That's
Yeah.
So, no, actually, I called Dylan. I'm saying, Dylan, it's like 5 degrees outside. So let's maybe put the roof and the siding off till next year,
Yeah.
till it warms up again.
Yeah, those things don't really seal.
Yeah, they don't seal real good in the wintertime. So
Won't be your house then either. So
yeah, well, it's not mine now, technically. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but anyways, moving on. So what, Rob? What do we have here in front of us?
So we were blessed by somebody to pick up a Knob Creek 9-year aged bourbon. So it is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey crafted for superior taste and smoothness in Claremont, Kentucky. It's 100 proof or 50% alcohol for those Iowanians. Yeah. And it's one of those legacy bottles that you can get out there. I think it's kind of what our last couple bottles have been, just something that you can buy easily just about anywhere, and for I'd say a very fair price. Yeah, so we'll give that a shot.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah.
What's going on? Oh, sponsored by me.
Yep. Go ahead and pop that cork.
All right.
Oh.
Ooh, it was a little bit.
I know. Actually, Rob, you made a good point. Is a lot of the legacy like distilleries out there, because there's such a big boom in the micro distilleries and all these allocated things. A lot of the legacy brands, the price hasn't gone up with inflation. And so it's actually a lot of good bourbon out there for a very good price.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that they've been around and are as widely distributed as they are, because it's decent bourbon or
Yeah,
good bourbon.
I got this one at the local Walmart for I think it was $35.
Nice. Yeah.
And that's not even hunting, right? If I hunted, maybe I could get it for 30, right? I don't know.
But I mean, who wants to mix business with pleasure?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. But all right, guys. So again, if you'd like to support this podcast, you can by liking, subscribing, reviewing. That's the big one, and telling your buddies. That's even bigger one. Tell your friends, share on your social medias. If you want to reach out with a question, comment, concern, or disagreement, or with a bourbon suggestion, or you'd like to sponsor a bottle and want to know how, you can email us at manhood.neat@gmail.com, or
info@manhood.neat.com.
or you can follow us on the Twitters and the Instagram at manhood.neat. We post things very sporadically on those websites, but we're there. Anyways, now moving on to the nose.
Let's do it.
I already know I'm a fan of this one because I've drank it before.
Yeah, same here. One of the reasons I picked it up.
It smells on the nose. I do get, outside of the standard bourbon profile, I get a little nuttiness, like a walnut shell.
I'd say a little cinnamony, maybe a little clove. That's
Yeah.
the other.
And on the very the sweetness that comes off of the nose, charred marshmallow.
Wow, you're really digging deep there.
Now, when you put a marshmallow over fire,
Yeah.
are you one of those guys that has to like make it beautifully brown all around?
Yes.
Just go right to burn.
No.
I go right to burnt.
No.
I don't like burn.
I like it on fire, and then wait till the fire goes out on its own, then eat it.
See, I brown it all the way around, and then I quick char it, like fire.
Reverse sear?
As soon as I can get it out, yeah.
The internal temperature to 180.
118.
No, but brown it, and as soon as I get it, as soon as I'm done, I pull it, like I light it, and as fast as I can, blow it out. Perfection.
You just eat it, or do you have to throw it on a graham cracker with some chocolate?
I'm a graham cracker with a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh. I like mine just plain right off the
I mean, I can do that
burnt.
too.
I like it burnt and just, I love it charred, dude.
I got a funny story, but real quick, tangent right away. I'm sorry, but I was at the lake once when I was a kid. I remember this. And
You only went to the lake once as a kid?
Just one time.
we were very poor.
And after you hear the story, you'll want to know
So
why.
I'm sitting around this fire. This other kid that I'm with, she lights her marshmallow on fire.
She?
Like Rob likes it. Yeah, we were young kids, like maybe 7 or 8.
Okay.
It goes on fire. She starts swinging it around. This thing flies off of her stick, right? And I see it in slow motion hit my dad right on the inside of his thigh.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, he was just screaming and running for the lake. It was both hilarious and terrible at the same time. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Bob.
Was he wearing shorts?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, even worse.
Oh, yeah. He had great burns there. It was a great story. We still laugh.
That is funny.
Every
That is
time
funny.
I cook
Cook a marshmallow?
I think about
That's funny. Keep Pop away.
All right, moving on to the palate.
Get that cinnamon.
Mm-hmm. I like it's funny. It doesn't have the big, I'll call it the burn, right? Until you've swallowed it, right?
Right.
In your mouth, when you first sip it, it's just smooth and it just sits there, and then you swallow it, and then it's like, oh, there's the alcohol. There's that spicy.
It is very consistent all the way through
Yeah.
the finish. And then,
Yeah.
you're right,
That boom at the end. But yeah, the spice, the clove, that's where I taste the clove is right in there. Some, maybe a little vanilla-ish.
The
hint.
wood's there.
The wood's there for sure.
And to me, it's weird because the sweetness is not the first thing. Normally in a bourbon, sweet hits you first.
Yeah.
This, it hits you about halfway through.
Yep.
Right.
And then I pick up that caramel in the vanilla. I get the baking spices. And as it
Maple syrup.
Yep. And I'm gonna move to the finish just for me because the finish is just carrying those forward. The wood accentuates, and then at the very end, I get that toasted mallow. I get that burnt sweetness. You know.
That's where you're getting at.
Kind of sits in your chest for a
Well, no, like I'm talking about on the tongue. I just get this. To me, the sweetness about halfway through picks up, and then it just kind of carries to the end.
Yeah, the after effects are just like, it's like, that's nice.
Gosh.
That is very nice.
It's good in the third and fourth sip.
Yeah.
And what is
This
this?
is
You
a
said
great
100
neat bourbon.
100, I believe.
It's 100 proof.
So
yeah.
this could be a slush.
I've actually made a slush out of this exact bourbon before I used it.
Right on.
Yeah.
I see it. This is one of my favorite bourbons to mix with other things.
With other bourbons, or
I mean, like if you're gonna make a mixed drink of any sort, old fashioned. Whether you throw some, I like Diet Coke with instead of regular Coke. So
this would be a good bourbon to have
straight
on the
up.
shelf because it's so diverse.
Yes.
You can drink it. You can drink it
Yes.
neat. You can drink it with ice. You can drink it mixed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great bourbon.
Yep. All right, Rob. You got anything else to talk about it?
Nothing else to add. No, I'd say I got to be careful, right? Because it's something that you like a lot. You tend to want to score it.
It's kind of like comfy jeans.
Exactly. Like I want to score it higher maybe than it should be. So I'm going to be careful, and I'm going to give it a 65.
65.
Man, that's the number I had in my mind too. I'm gonna just one up you and say 66.
There you go.
66. All right, and for me, I kind of the same thing, Rob. I was scared to score too high, but I was actually down at 60.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, it's good, but there's a lot out there.
Yeah, and this doesn't have a ton of complexity,
Right, and that's my thing. Yeah,
but it's got a lot of strength to it.
what's there's great. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. What's there is awesome.
It's a one-trick pony, but that trick is fantastic.
Exactly.
Yep, and it can do everything. Like you said, neat, mix it, slush it, old-fashioned it. If Benton was here, he might even try that.
Yeah, and the price is just awesome.
Yep, and it's ready. You can get it anywhere.
You get it
Anywhere.
which is great.
Yeah, you could. This could be your daily if you were a daily
Yeah.
bourbon drinker.
This is one you got to have on the shelf
Right.
Or what'd you say? In the bunker?
in the bunker.
In the bunker. Yeah.
Yeah.
On that topic, like how long do you keep just sitting. Like, I know you guys probably
Me?
drink them in the pantry.
Yeah, but it's not
But I've got bottles at home that are, you know, half, third full that have been there a while.
well, I would like to do that, but my problem is I only buy one bottle at a time, and then I drink it and buy another one. But ideally, if I could, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with holding on to. I know guys that have bottles for years.
Yeah.
You know, make sure you keep it corked, otherwise you just lose it. But
Yeah.
Of course.
um,
And put it in the sun, of course. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
so actually,
Next to the HVAC system or something.
I mean, I
Put it in
know
the oven at 120,
Yeah.
225.
I would love to have a like a bourbon bar in my basement. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Just- yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what there's a law.
There's no rule to it. Now,
I'm sure there's plenty
now,
of bourbons at
there
certain
is
bars
issue
that you
if-
would go to. Like nobody ever drinks them, but you're the only guy that walks in that's like ordering bourbon. Oh gosh, we have a new blowing the dust off the bottle. I don't know. Still tastes pretty good to me. Yeah.
But I will say that if you have bottles you never open because they're, you know, special bottle,
Mm-hmm.
that's a crap.
I have one bottle. I'm waiting for the special day to happen. And then it'll be opened.
Do you know what the special day is?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I just don't know when it's going to happen, but
You know what the day is.
I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know what day. Does that make sense?
Yes. What event will take
What event will take place, and then yes. Exactly.
That's cool.
So don't judge me if you
Wait.
see that bottle.
It's not the bottle where Trick when Ben dies, is it?
No.
Okay.
That's a different bottle.
One of my sons is a Henry, and I had a great Henry McKenna bottle of wine, one of my favorite bourbons. And I had bought 2 or 3 bottles when I found this at this little place in Maryville, Kansas.
Oh yeah, that place you keep telling about.
Yeah, I gotta go down there again. I might just drive down there tomorrow.
What's the name of the place?
That's like 12th Street Liquor.
Is it? Because we drive through there. I gotta maybe swing in there. I'll
Stop.
buy
They
there.
got great selection. I saved one bottle. I thought I'm gonna hang on to that one for a while. Like, you know, Henry's 16 now. You know, so he'll be drinking bourbon in the next year or 2. And no,
I think it's
no,
5 years.
Not without Dad knowing.
no, drink it.
Yeah. Dad won't know about it, but he'll be. You know.
No, it's all right.
Have you watched Neat? Robbie, you watched Neat yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing is, people are gathered today. Drink it.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to drink the whole bottle too.
Depends how many people you got with you.
Yeah.
We have
He
a-
never did say the whole bottle. He just said it's made for.
That's right.
Not saying you can't, but
You have to
whether you should or not's a different story.
Depends on what time you start, what time you
Yeah,
stop.
exactly. And
Yeah.
do you live there?
Yeah, you live there. Well, I know. I mean, I don't think it was anything expensive. Well, it was single barrel. It was single barrel
Yeah.
Jack. But my younger brother and I, like, when I came back from Kuwait, flew back. We had a bottle of single barrel and like we put like 2 cigars each. We sat in the back porch for
you go.
6-7 hours. And
Oh yeah, that's a bottle.
top-
Yeah, that's
filled the bottle.
that's nothing then. Now, if that bottle would have been done in like
30 minutes.
an hour,
Yeah.
then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
6
That's
hours,
175 too. Right?
No, it's just single barrels only come with
Yeah.
750. So
it's got a handle on it. You're in trouble.
That's the bottle.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna talk about?
Just so our viewers, our listeners, we didn't really
listener, actually,
listener.
so our producer dropped the ball and did not send out a outline of tonight's discussion.
We did not plan anything for tonight.
Nope,
So we're
because-
kind of staring at each other like guys do, and like,
Yeah, Lewis
What
has
do you wanna
something-
talk
let's
about?
talk about.
Neat and unfiltered. Do I?
neat and
Yeah.
unfiltered.
Uh,
What's on your mind?
not much. You know.
Well, not a lot.
I know.
It's Friday
It's
afternoon.
winter and it's Friday.
Even
It's
less
like
than usual, I suppose.
All right. So, how do you feel about the Nebraska's new hire?
I really like Matt Rule.
I have no idea. I don't know anything about him other than what I've read, and then I watched the interview. And as far as somebody who says all the right things, he did a great job at saying all the right things. But plenty of other guys, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but plenty of other guys have come along and said the right things too. So time will tell. I mean, I'm giving him a shot. Time
Go
will tell.
back and if you look up some like men's conferences he spoke at.
Mm-hmm.
So he's outside of.
Oh, okay, so outside the
There's
that
some.
world.
There's some good.
Well, that's good.
stuff there.
It's good to know.
Video I watched recently from 2018 where he was at a conference talking about faith.
Oh,
It was great.
good deal.
His dad was a preacher.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, he's going to be great.
Yeah, he was really good on like his speech. I was like, this guy's a really good speaker. He did a really good job.
I know before he was at the Panthers, he was at Baylor.
Baylor. Yeah.
Where was he before that?
Temple.
Okay.
He took Temple from like 1-11 to
10-3.
10-3, 10-2.
Played 12 game season, so he won 11.
I don't know.
No, he had a 2-loss season, but but they were ranked they were in the top 25 in the nation.
Temple?
Like he put them in the top 25 for the first time in their
Ever?
ever. Yeah.
That's why I'm excited about him, because when you look at the resumes of the last several coaches we've had, like you look at Riley.
What?
I'm sorry, the guy was always a loser, dude. You look at
He was a 500 coach.
You look at Frost. He had one awesome year at UCF, and like maybe not proven head coach. To me, I think this guy's like.
Oh, what about Callahan?
Now,
What about Pelini?
Pliny was great. I would have kept him.
That's a hard one because
He had plenty of time.
there was just so much baggage with him. That's the problem.
And his nose was giant.
I didn't care about that. If he's winning and he's
His
hey,
language.
remember how many times we beat Iowa under him? A lot.
No, we didn't.
We went 9-3 all the time.
He only had one season under in the Big Ten with Pelini, didn't we? Or
No,
was it
we had two.
And we beat him twice?
We beat him twice. Yeah,
Okay, that's not a lot.
that is. Guess how many times we won after he left?
One.
Yeah, just last 3 weeks ago. so there.
That's why I like Rizzo, because I feel like he got a resume. They're like, okay, he went to Temple. They were crap, and they became solid in like 6 or 7 years. The time that he was there, he did a great job. And then he went to Baylor. Baylor, that was coming off of the Art Briles years, if you remember.
Yeah.
He took them.
Well, he brought them up.
He brought him up right away, and then boom, he goes to the NFL. NFL, maybe college coaches don't always.
They don't.
They don't.
Look at like Saban as an example.
Or
Meyer.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Hey,
Chip Kelly is
I'll
another
say
one.
that.
Yeah. Look what he's doing at UCLA. Chip Kelly.
Oh yeah.
He was in, he was Philly
Yeah.
coach. Kind of did okay, but then it fell apart fast. Then he goes back to UCLA. Now UCLA is like, they're top.
We don't have
12,
a remark.
right?
That's my only thing. Like,
Yeah.
like, if we would have got
We dodged that bullet.
if
Whatever.
we would have got remark, I would be no longer Nebraska.
But here's where I'm not upset by any means, but you're like, we've really come to this. We had to go hire a coach who takes crap programs and turns them around versus, a coach
A legacy coach.
Yeah, it's a
Because we're
legacy
crap
coach.
program right now.
Saying, that's where we've come to, where you're like, oh, I got to go find a guy that can turn around crap.
Yeah, we've hired Mr. Rogers. We've hired
Mr. I know we did.
Nebraska's son.
Oh my gosh.
Now we're like, okay, this is a
And we hired
proven
the
commodity
Yeah.
who's a worker without a lot of hobbies.
yeah.
And he's you look at his hires the last couple of weeks. He brought
He's solid. I think he'll be solid.
that he's done it with before. Right?
All right. I got you. Our listener's not a Husker fan.
Yeah,
So let's
there you
move
go.
on.
He's probably not even in this state. He's
Yeah.
probably not in this country.
So yeah.
So let's talk about real football
Actually,
then.
we are in our segment. We are actually ranked in Nigeria.
Oh, Nigeria.
Yes.
So Nigeria probably likes football.
Football,
They
but
probably liked Christian Okoye, the Nigerian nightmare, one of the greatest running backs that ever ran the ball for the Chiefs. Remember that?
nope.
Nope.
You guys were younger.
Crap. Yeah.
I'm not that much younger than you, but
That much younger than you.
that is nothing I pay attention to.
He was about your size, Rob, and could run like a 4.4.
So he was.
So he's slower than me.
He was giant.
Yeah.
He's a little
Sorry,
slower than
wait. So he was 6'5", 320, 1% body fat.
1% body fat. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Steve Atwater.
Not even close.
Actually, so did you guys? The Senate passed the marriage thing,
Yeah. they
protection of
did.
marriage.
Yeah.
Are we protecting marriage?
No, not at all. But like, do you think most people realize the implications of this law?
I don't think so. I don't think even, all I'm hearing is, what do you want to call it? The people who actually look at it and then tell you why. I think I
news?
focus on the family.
Oh.
Is what I'm saying. Like talked about it. Like this is why we shouldn't support it. Make sure you call your congressman and everything. And yeah. So I mean, if they're looking, and those people look at it closely, I believe. So I kind of go by what they're saying. And yeah, I mean you know what I mean? There's all these there's people who look at this from a quote unquote good intention perspective, vote on it, but then the unintended consequences come with that. And what sucks about that is that people are willing to vote knowing there's going to be unintended consequences. And I feel that was what the vote happened with any of the Republicans that voted, thumbs up on it in the Senate, that they're saying, we know there's going to be consequences, but we're willing to wade through that muck when it comes. And it's just such trash to think that, you know what I mean? That people would compromise in that way.
I don't have anything to add to that. We're just straight up devaluing what God intended.
Well, not only devaluing, we're just literally
We're throwing it out the door.
throwing
out
it out the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And we shouldn't be surprised, though. I mean, I'm not surprised.
no, but should we?
I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised.
But here's looking at history, right? Anytime, so we've now gone we're literally what the U.S. government has just said is we're going to go to war with God, right? Like we're going to go to war with the church because it removes religious freedom from this avenue. Like a church, I mean, what's going to happen is if a church denies marrying people who are outside of the church's wishes, right? Mm-hmm. However you want to put it, there's going to be repercussions from the government for that if this passes as listed. So we're literally going to a government versus the church or government versus God. There's not a real good precedence for nations to do that.
No, there's not. Make it a spiritual war. God's gonna win.
Well, I think it's a good thing you're hitting on. It's like it's like we are almost separating that the spiritual war hasn't happened yet, and it's going to happen because we did this. I think that's already been there,
Right.
And I think that's one of the
seeing
things.
it.
I think that's one of the things we so overlook in the faith is the spiritual warfare that's behind the scenes of everything, and we've discounted it. And I was just actually talking to my wife about this. It seemed like when I was younger, spiritual warfare was, and this is maybe just the church I grew up in too, it was very kind of front and center discussed, right?
Oh, Pentecostal growing up. Huh?
More Pentecostal, yeah, pretty much. But more front and center,
Yeah.
right? And even on TV with the all the pastors that you saw on TV at the time, right? Whether who they were and what they turned out to be is a different story. But just in general, it was more. It was talked about a lot, right? Like this is what's happening, and then it kind of faded, right? I was talking to her, I feel like it faded to where almost like it faded away, and now I feel like it's coming more forefront, and they're even bolder now, right? The enemy is more bolder now in their sense, and I likened it. What came to me was likening it to like the Vietnam War, when the North Vietnamese would all of a sudden ambush and come out of the jungle and attack, and they've got to hit these guys head on, big fights, and then they would overpower them with superior firepower, and then they would fall back into the jungle and just fade away until another opportune time. And I feel like that's what's happened right now is this they've faded away for these years, and now like this opportune time, this wokeness, all this stuff that's been going on the last 5-6 years, right? Whatever, longer obviously, but it accelerated really fast in the last 3 to 4 years. And now they're like, hey, we can come out of the jungle and show ourselves now for who we are, and nobody's going to say anything. They're just going to agree with it, the them and theys, the accept me for who I am, right? There's so much spiritual warfare behind that, and so much demonic presence behind that it's almost obvious. And obviously people in the dark don't see that. Right. But I'm just like, man, this warfare is getting real. And it's like God's saying, be ready.
And as it gained ground, like over the years, the game's kind of changed a little bit. In some ways, like 10, 20 years ago, someone would have said, "Hey, you're a bigot, you're a misogynist, whatever, for not agreeing with us," and try to label you to be like, "You can call me names, big deal." And now it's like, oh, that's like the worst thing that can happen.
Now it sticks,
somebody
right?
Called me a racist, or somebody called me a misogynist or a bigot, or about these labels because identity is just always at the forefront of everything, right? And like, not to you guys, everybody listening here probably knows where we're at on this, but like the left has like gained a lot of ground in public schools and brainwashing our kids and us with the media and everything else. I mean, you're just getting pounded with that all the time, and boom, boom, boom.
And I think you used a term there too that I think we have to be cognizant of and maybe fight back on a little bit, and that's saying the left. What I think once we say that, all of a sudden now we've made it political.
You're right.
And all of a sudden now we're saying, well, if the right is the way to go, like all of a sudden now we say, oh, as long as you're on the right, then you're within God's.
You're right.
You're saying you're within what God lines up with, and that's not the case anymore either.
Not at all.
Right? So it's like, no, there's this spiritual battle going on. It just happens to agree. The left is just the crazy looking part of the demonic warfare. The other side of demonic warfare just looks like the sane people. But you have to be careful what they're saying too, because they're saying just as much crazy stuff as anybody. If you really listen to what they're saying in some cases, right? Not everybody, but just you got to be careful because they look like they're the ones that are sane, but you're like, wait a second, you're just the opposite of what the other side's saying.
Good versus evil.
Yeah, it's this what do you call it? Psychological warfare, right? Kind of going on in a sense. The propaganda.
Well, it all goes back to the shifting we talked about last week, right? Is a grown up if you grew up Pentecostal, like everything, like they put spiritual warfare, everything, was in the forefront, but it's like they didn't really look into it how it was directly affecting culture as much.
Oh, sure.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then the other side was no, like we got politics and all this, and then the church has to kind of exist in here, and now we're seeing the convergence. Like
there you go. That's a good way of putting it.
Spiritual warfare is the convergence, But then also too, we are seeing like it's not political because God's like, you can't vote your way out of this.
Exactly.
Like I'm the answer to this, not politics, not this.
Yeah.
And so we're just seeing this wave of people like, and like, people say, well, I don't really care if like the response that the right had was, what's his name? The senator that gave that proposal, but he's like, well, let's have an amendment where, yeah, we'll allow this to pass, but churches can't be held responsible. Well, no. I mean, I understand what he was trying to do, but from a Christian perspective is, no, we can't ever allow marriage to be defiled by changing the name. Because what marriage is, when God brings two beings together, a man and a woman, right? He brings women, like that's what marriage is. So even a man and woman who God did not bring together joining is not marriage under the biblical text, right?
Right.
So, and
well, we're in this whole era of redefining. We want to take what was defined, what a lot of things that were defined in truth, some weren't, but a lot of things we would say were defined in truth, and saying, well, one, the last 20 years of, well, what is truth, right? That whole era of first making everybody start to think, well, what is truth? Is your truth the same as my truth? Well, it can't be because
you're not me.
Yeah, you're not me. Yeah, I'm just saying it's like that's where it started, right? First, let's take away that, and man, just think about what the enemy did. If you just look at it from a perspective like what he did, it's like, man, smart character.
He's into the slow play.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like he's got time, right? He understands the time thing. Start off with first, let's talk about truth. Okay, that's not truth. And now all of a sudden, now that my truth's not the same as your truth, now how do I define what that is? Well, my definition of what a man is different than yours. Well, that's not a man. That's not a woman. Well, some won't even define woman now because I don't want to define it because I might be impeding on your truth. Dude, I mean, my mind explodes when I try even to think that way. I don't understand it. So I can't even imagine what the people who are in the dark today are going through to even try and navigate that world. I'm like, talk about being blessed. I mean, I'm not saying we don't see it here in the Midwest, but it's definitely not as prevalent here as it is other places. So we are blessed to not have to wade through it as deep as other
But we
people
still do. That's what's
we
crazy.
do. We totally do.
Like
we
it's
totally
still
do.
here.
Exactly. We do see it. I'm not denying we don't see it.
But it's not.
But I
every
can
day.
guarantee it's not as deep as like if you were in San Francisco or if you were in New York City right now and trying to wade through that in a day-to-day basis at work or whatever. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah.
There's like the real world, and then there's like Twitter. You know, like, if you want to get depressed, get on Twitter. You know, Twitterverse is not reality. I still go glass half full on this. I don't think everyone thinks like the guy does on Twitter who tweets constantly. I still think that.
But
enough do to win elections.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I mean.
Well, what's crazy to think, somebody brought the other day, this is like even a non-Christian person was saying, how have we gotten to the point where we're allowing like the 1 to 2% of the population to dictate everything?
You want to know why? It's no. Go back to spiritual
Or
warfare.
less than 1%, right?
What is like in America? Let's use America
Sure.
specifically. What is Satan's biggest temptation to control man? Decadence.
Yeah.
Comfort, decadence. Like, Rob, just man, you've got a nice house, you got a good family. Just don't rock the boat.
Yeah.
Just enjoy what you've been given. It's a blessing from God. Just enjoy that blessing. And that's the voice, like to Christian men, that's the voice in our ears. Like, hey, like
Sit back.
just
relax.
sit back. Like God, like you're like God's blessing you because you're honoring him.
Yep.
And there's truth. Like God is blessing me because I'm honoring him. But if I lull into passiveness because I allow Satan in my mind to use the very blessings God's given me to control me.
Well, yeah.
But that's what he does. He's not new to the game. He knows it.
Yep.
You know, like Ben,
He has
Just-
one thing.
I just want to be comfortable.
yeah. Ben, just like you're doing so much for God. You're doing outreach to the college kids. You're leading a church. You're on the teams. You're doing a podcast. You don't have to do anything else. And like, don't ruffle feathers at work. Don't ruffle feathers at the mall. Don't like when you go to Shields, just buy your gun and leave. Yeah.
Don't ask questions why it's so expensive at Shields.
Yeah.
Just buy it and go.
Yep. I mean, that's how he works. I mean,
Hey, but I love Shields, by the way.
yeah,
It's a great place.
Shields is a good
If
place.
they wanted to sponsor us, that'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Free guns.
Free guns or dude, I'll take a bottle. Like they don't sell bourbon, but they just. But okay. But I will say this.
The official gun of what would be the official gun of this podcast?
It'd be an AR.
No, we'd have to.
You think so? You don't
We'd
think
have
so?
to shoot multiple ones and evaluate, score efficiently, and do a whole scoring process like we do bourbons. Review them and then figure out which is the best.
Are we
And by the way, they provide the ammo, which
Yes.
whoever's giving us a gun to use. So
But I will say,
if they gave us guns, I'll buy it. The ammo.
yeah, if you go to Shields and their little cafe they got in Shields, whatever it's called, have you had the Shields chicken sandwich?
No.
no,
Is it good?
Dude.
Never eaten it.
I've never eaten there. Yeah.
Well, we always
Well, they have the fudge.
fudge. Yeah.
The fudge is amazing.
And
there.
so is the cashews covered in
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we always go with that. But I was like, man, I was kind of hungry for something else, right? So I got the Shields chicken sandwich. It's like a 5-cheese grilled cheese sandwich with a very seasoned and marinated chicken breast in the middle.
I gotta
It's
take you guys to 88.
phenomenal.
I gotta take you guys to 88 Tactical one of these days. Because
Never walked it.
they have amazing food there.
Where's this?
This is in Omaha.
About
Okay.
as you're getting on the
Look,
west side of town.
I won't even go into details. You just gotta look it up online. Look up 88 Tactical. It's like
Man, heaven.
man heaven, dude.
CQB training, you get all kinds of
They do everything there,
yeah.
Now I'm hungry for a chicken sandwich.
and they make an awesome chicken sandwich there too. By the way,
All right.
they have phenomenal food.
And we're sidetracked.
And how are you sidetracked on an episode that doesn't really have a purpose?
It's true. That's true.
So we're not sidetracked. We are on track.
We're on the episode that has no purpose. No direction, but no purpose.
There we go.
You ever walk into Shields like with your family? And you're
Yes.
Kind of like you're looking at them, and your wife's kind of like rolling her eyes. Go ahead. I just haul butt up those stairs. I go right to the gun section. And they're like downstairs in the clothing.
Dude, but the
I
thing
do
about
slow
Shields-
down. I do slow down and go to like first. I go through the sports
Yes.
the sports clothing for like hats and stuff like that. Then I beeline it for the
Well,
stairs to go
honestly, though,
upstairs
like,
for the cool
like,
stuff.
Shields clothing is up my alley too.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Everything's great.
Yeah.
It's great stuff. Yeah.
But then I go up and then, so we go through like the standard sporting goods, like the basketball, the darts, and the lawn games. Then we hit the Legos because
Oh yeah, I forgot they had that like little
They had a huge-
Legoland thing going
got
on.
a huge
there.
Lego
That's
section.
crazy.
we do the Lego thing, roll over, and then now the cannon's into bows. We look at bows and arrows,
Oh gosh.
Sweet.
and then we look at guns.
And it's like, you guys go look. Dad,
Yeah.
go check out this stuff. Or,
Yeah, and then Cannon gets.
It's like a meal, like one of those like five course meals,
Dude, I love
where it
Shields.
slowly gets you up to the main course. So you got to slowly get to the guns.
But like when I go to Shields, I don't want to like go right to the guns.
No, because then you're ready to leave.
Then I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna go look at the ammo for a minute. Then I'm gonna go see if they got a bunch of magazines for my guns. It's hardly anybody
Dude,
has Glock magazines.
Their optics sale right now is really good.
Their optics are?
They have optics sale on right now.
Oh.
Might still be until tonight, but
Oh, okay.
A magnifier there the other day, and for my
the Holliston
I didn't.
three power. Yeah,
I should have.
because like I bought that Delta Point Pro, and they had it marked down. I think it was, see, it's regularly like $449. They had it marked down to $399, and then when I actually checked out, it was down to $379.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's $100 off.
Got a Shields card?
I don't.
So I got a Shields card.
I don't believe in credit cards.
Nice job.
Yeah,
I do.
I have
a
them.
Shields card.
I just don't believe. In
I might have told you guys this, but the other day I get this like really cool package in the mail, like this awesome looking box. It's like this nice.
You need to know this. It's because you burned your house down and bought all the replacement stuff on the Shields card.
It was the VIP Shields cards for Lee and I, and we bought a ton of stuff at the beginning of the year when our house burned down. You're right, and then immediately paid it off, right? But we spent like $25,000 on a Shields.
Oh my gosh.
And again,
So you're like one of their preferred
most all of it was,
users.
like, insurance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I built down my $1 million house like you did, Lewis, I could.
I did not
Yeah.
burn my house down. It's not worth $1 million. The wrong impression of me.
Actually, it was funny because we were talking about that. Like, it's like I don't know. She's like, I just don't want to move because of the packing part. And I was like, let's just burn our house down. We got really good insurance. We'll just buy new and get where we're going.
Don't say that here.
Yeah, now you got evidence.
Well, now we're not. I already said I have boxes in the garage. So
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
we're not doing that.
Boxes of
Fire.
fire
Yeah, that's right.
sticks, matches.
But no, dude, like Shields is like I'm not a window shopper. Like if I don't have money, I rarely go shopping.
Yeah, but
I can walk
Shields.
the
Yeah,
Shields,
yeah,
yeah.
agree. Totally agree.
Have you ever stepped in the gun section and not had somebody get something out of the case for you?
Oh yeah,
I've never done it. Every time I'm like, yeah, I better touch that brand too.
I better touch it.
On the handguns, I'd say I've plenty of time to walk through and not have it, but
Really?
I always pick up some kind of rifle
Oh
or
yeah,
something,
or at least
like,
touch the one that's like locked down.
like
yeah.
point at the sky, like yeah, I could see myself shooting this.
Yeah.
Maybe rack a shotgun just to make some noise.
Yeah, well, they're locked. Shouldn't be able to rack them.
So, what's your next dream toy? Like, if you could buy a Christmas gun? Would it be
Ooh.
pistol or rifle?
Be a rifle.
I'm ready for another rifle.
I've been thinking about a Dino Defense.
Or you want an AR?
Yeah, do another AR, but I think I want to do two though. I
No,
wanna
no,
do
you only get one Christmas rifle. You only get one.
No, it's got to be a pair. And here's why: I went to a gun shop and they had both for sale, and they were both Dano Defense guns. One was an AR-10, one was an AR-15. I was like, that'd be an awesome pair to get together, right? I was like, oh, I really want both. So now every time I go online and look at ARs, I'm always pairing like, what's their AR-10 and what's their M4 or AR-15 look like, and maybe I just
Maybe.
What about
get a pair.
A pistol rifle pairing, like both 9mm or both 44 Magnums or 357 Magnums.
I don't know.
See, now you're hitting.
I'm probably more
Like-
practicality right now is in my brain.
I think that's what.
That's
preppers
why
think about, like,
I'm
think about-
thinking.
Do you think that if you're a prepper,
If you're a prepper, you have no reason to have an 9mm.
Ne- wink, wink, prepper.
so would you think about that? Like, would you diversify like the
No.
guns you have that shoot different ammo in case you come across other ammo, or are you gonna go, oh, okay, I'm all 9mm and I'm all 223 and everything's that way? What would you do?
I'd be like, if I'm building systems, which that's what I do with guns, because I'm not a collector. I'm a system builder, right? So
You got a lot of different kinds of guns and a lot of different manual of arms.
Yes,
You do.
but they're all 9mm and they're all 5.56.
Okay.
Other than my Mosin Nagant because that's just an old gun that I like.
I got it.
And 22. I mean, you gotta have 22s. Just a splash there, Rob.
Yep.
So if I was gonna buy, like, I want a rifle. This sounds really dumb. I really, really want a 5.56 or 223, whatever. Either breakaway single shot or a bolt action, like high precision.
In a 5.56?
Yes,
That's surprising.
because my reason being is staying with an ammo source that I already have a lot of,
Sure.
but something more precise and something more honestly. So one of my first 223 was a New England Arms breakaway 223 single shot, boom, right? It would shoot both
Yeah.
5.56 223.
Yeah.
But you just popped it in, extremely accurate. There's no way it can break because it's just a breakaway. Pop it up, hammer, simple. But for a pickup gun, like, it was just great because it's $200 gun at the time.
Yeah.
If it got stolen, who cares, right? But I don't know. I miss having it. I just do.
Yeah.
The other gun I'd really like to have is a 22 mag that has the insert for a 22 long rifle. They can shoot same thing rifle, either breakaway or bolt action, but probably breakaway for just a survival gun because
And then pair that with a 22 Magnum revolver.
I've already got that. So yeah.
You mentioned 223 different platforms. What do you think of the Mini 14?
Oh, dude, I had one. It's great. Yeah,
They are
The-
awesome
yeah.
guns. Awesome.
So I had a Mini 14 and a Mini 30. So the Mini 30 shoots the AK round, right? 7.62 by 39.
30 or 51.
No, 51 is
That's the NATO.
208. Yep. So, but that was a great gun. Yep. But the Mini 14, dude, like, it was almost adopted by the military as the.
It's simple. It kind of reminds me of like just a Ruger 1022 or something.
And the thing is because it's got a wood stock, nobody's scared of it.
Looks at it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I had one, and I actually put the Hogue stock on it, the whole stock,
Oh, immediately.
dude.
Changes. Yeah. Changes.
Well, no, it was still,
In California.
it was it was not a pistol grip. It was traditional style.
Yeah.
But it was rubberized, so super quiet. You didn't get the squeakiness, lightweight. But I mean, actually
Sure.
I traded it and I think $500 for a motorcycle. So,
That's cool.
but yeah, dude, it was And I put the Burris 322 scope on it, so the 3-power Burris scope on it. That was a sweet setup.
Yeah. There's a lot of guns. You say that, and it's like, man, those are the two
right.
that are on my mind. Is
Here-
the AR-15 and 10.
Easier question. Let's make it. You got $500.
Ooh,
That's it.
that's it.
Can't go above it. You got $500 to buy a right. Oh, sorry. $500 to buy a gun.
I buy a Glock 19.
You can't buy a Glock for $500.
Hey, you can. They're $4.99 for a Gen 4 or 3.
There you go.
I once hosed a guy out of a Gen 3 Glock 17 for.
No, you didn't. Your dad did. Your dad did.
I once hosed a guy out of a Glock 26
man.
Gen 3.
For $350?
I think I paid you $300 for
I
it.
think you did.
But I think I repaid you
Yeah, with a
nice canning.
and like 9,000
It was
mags.
about 800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they all had hollow points in them too.
No, they were unloaded.
Can I spend more money on optics or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Down the road.
Yeah, I'd probably, for $500, I'd probably look at a hunting rifle. Something
In
in
what?
that, probably
308?
308 or 6.5 Creedmoor.
Okay.
Somewhere in that area. Something that's I can get up to 1,000 yards and
Okay. What about you, Lewis?
feel good about.
So like, none of us are guys that really care that like we're pissing the government off with what we have in our safes, right?
I have nothing in my safe. I lost them all in a boat.
Yeah. It was all in a boating
But
accident.
sometimes I think about like
Bottom of a
you
lake.
mentioned, Like, okay, it's got a wood stock. I mean, how badass is like a 30-30
Oh, yeah.
Henry
Oh yeah.
or how even a 357 Magnum Henry.
That's what I'm taking. I want a Henry
That's
rifle
funny.
and 357 mag.
and then buy a cheap revolver from Taurus.
No, you get one gun for $500.
Well,
I'd buy
If you're buying a Henry,
Well, okay.
you're spending $500.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you buy a 357 Henry, it's gonna be like
for $500. I'd buy.
No, you can get a Henry, but you can get a Rossi 357.
that's true.
Okay, so for $500, I'd buy 10 high points and then sell them on the black market.
Say 10.
Yeah. You could easily get 10. I'd probably have some cash left over. And then sell them on the black market for a couple $100 each. Get my $2,000 and then go buy my Dana Defense
You could buy
V7
you could buy
DDM4.
5
Yeah.
Savage 22. Outfit everyone in the family. Everyone sitting out of the top window of your house. You don't want to get hit by 22.
No.
I don't want to get hit by anything.
No, exactly.
I don't want to get hit by ricochet from a BB gun.
That's what, it's funny, but you say that about the 22. I have my 22 rifle, and I love practicing as long as I can get with that thing. And I'm thinking to myself, somebody's coming up my driveway, and I'm shooting this at them. If they're not turning around and running away, they're stupid, right? Because
dude. All right. So you guys are talking 22.
They're getting close to like shotgun range.
Yeah, well, exactly. Then I can pull out whatever else. I mean, I could hit them with something bigger, but I just thought it'd be funny to be shooting at them with a 22 cheaply to see if they're even scared. If they're not, it's about to get real.
So you guys, got another coon story. Another coon story, right? And so I was at the farm. My grandpa came over and he goes, "Do you have a weapon on you?" And actually, at this time, I didn't. Oddly enough, the one day that if I know I'm in the shop all day, I rarely carry because it just gets wedged everywhere. So I didn't carry. I'm like, no, and he's like, well,
You call yourself a concealed.
Yeah.
yeah. He goes,
Disgust me.
yeah, no, sorry. He goes, we got a coon on the place that's sick, right? I'm like, okay.
Oh boy.
So I said, well, do you still have? Because my grandpa's got this old rifle. It's a 22 short, right, bolt action, single shot. And I'm like, do you still have? And I'm like, do you have any rounds? He's like, oh, that's grandma. So he goes and asks grandma. Sure enough, he does. He comes out with 4 shots. That's a
Old.
4 very old 22 shorts. 22 shorts.
They're all corroded.
Yeah. And so I go out. I'm tracking this coon. It walked around the building, and we got behind the building, between it and the shelter belt. We've got all of our old pipe, right? And of course, where's he at? Crawled up inside of a pipe, right?
Easy.
Yeah. Easy, but a pain in the butt to get out.
Right.
So I pick the pipe up and I shake it. He finally walks down to the very end. And then he gets to the end. I'm like, all right, jump out. Nope. Shake it. And he gives that growl. I'm like, okay. Well. So I get my phone light and stick it down the pipe so I can illuminate down the pipe.
Gosh.
Got this old rifle. He's down the end. I can see his eyes. My phone's glaring off of him. So I lined it up. We got one hand. Boom, hit him. And he falls out. And he's kicking on the. And my grandpa he cannot handle blood, so he's freaking.
Shell. I gotta.
Yeah. So I do. Same thing. I run over, put a 22 short in, but I'm scared because the only way I can shoot at him is to the south. Well, that would go through. If I miss, it's going through the building into the anhydrous tank tires, right? So I'm like, not good. So now I got this coon that's
Circle around.
who knows at what point of life. So I get a shovel and I'm trying to shove him away from this barrel. And finally I do. I roll him over 3 times. He's fighting the shovel. He's grabbing at it. He's biting at it. I roll him over and then I get the muzzle behind his ear. Boom, shoot him, and then he just glasses over. So it took me 2 shots this time.
That's hilarious.
And the first one, I really don't think I hit him because I was shooting down this barrel with just using my phone. And I couldn't, when I got him out, there was no blood.
No blood.
Right
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
street, probably.
So if I did hit him, I think I hit him.
That's why he was pissed off.
Yeah. I think I shot him through his ear, actually. But I got him out the second one and got him. But yeah, now then I threw him into the crematorium or the burn barrel.
funny.
But
My wife was just right outside of Seward the other night, coming home from Lincoln late with the girls, and there was 2 cars right on the east side of Lincoln or Seward there, right by the river. And there were people. She's like, "What is going on?" And they had hit a deer, and the deer was just kicking like crap.
Ugh.
They shoot it?
Trying to die. And my daughters were in the car, just like going, my wife's like, crap, And I don't know if she was carrying or not. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. I'm like, you didn't get out and shoot it? Put that thing out of its misery? No, I'm not going to do that in front of the kids. Are you supposed to call a policeman before you do that?
Game warden. You can.
yeah.
You could tell. I think you could tell them. And I
Here
don't
in
know.
the country, it's not illegal to shoot it. So
No.
If you're in town limits, yeah, it probably costs money. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right by like the flags, the flag park. Like,
Oh, the flag park. Yeah.
Oh, in Seward.
that's probably
The parade of flags.
Yeah.
probably city limits.
Yeah, I don't know what the police are like in Seward, but
They're jerks. Actually, I don't know.
No, they're probably great. They're more than not kind to me.
Every time you burn your house down, they come over.
yeah, they show up with marshmallows.
Yeah, oh, Lewis is having his annual bonfire.
It is. It's the Lewis bonfire.
So right after our house burned down, I don't remember what it was. I was going to Lincoln one night, and we saw an accident happen. Guy rolling through the median on I-80. I was one of the first responders. I jumped out. I'm talking to the guy. I call 911. That whole crew that was at my house shows up there that night. I'm like, hey, everybody. I was like hugging them. It's like a reunion. Hey, has your house burned down lately? No, we're back in there now. All right. Congratulations. Anyway, that's the story.
Then
That's all we have right now tonight.
That's all.
Stories.
That's tonight.
The house
Sorry.
burning. Yeah.
Tonight is that's gonna be the title of tonight's episode: "Dumb Stories in Knob Creek" or "Dumb Stories on My Knob."
I got a good coon story one time. About
Up a creek without a paddle.
35 years ago, maybe I was a teenager hunting where I grew up. We shot a coon. We thought it'd be funny just to throw the coon off the
Overpass.
And my buddy just happened to be coming right as I threw that thing down. He just runs it over and smashes it right there. Like we laughed about that for a long time. I feel good getting that off my chest now.
So what's the dumbest thing you did as a kid or as a teenager?
Oh,
I can't tell you.
where do I start?
I'll give mine. So mine was, we went on a night and stacked cinder blocks on the highway.
Dude, that's pretty dumb.
What's the matter with you, man?
So I can't tell you what mine is because it literally was on Crime Stoppers. But one that wasn't that we did dumb, kind of the interstate thing. So where I used to live, there's up in Sioux City, there's the bluffs that run right along the interstate.
Oh yeah.
We stood up there one day, hitting golf balls off the bluff, trying to get it over the interstate because there's a river that runs right by there. So the Missouri and Big Sioux River are right there. So we're trying to hit them into the river, which from up there it doesn't look that far, but these balls are literally bouncing right off the middle of the interstate. That's as far as it looks way closer. And just looking back at that, I'm like, how stupid was that? Fortunately, we never got one. I don't know if we pegged a car or not. We might have pegged a truck or something, but I can't remember. I just remember sitting there after we were done, years later going, man, that was stupid.
I'm not even gonna tell you.
Not gonna say.
The dumbest stuff I've done.
All right. Well, I got a
Yeah, that's not for
for
radio.
Yeah, I got a comment from one of our listeners.
Live comment.
Yeah, well, not live, but
Oh.
I'll finish this up. So, he's actually listening to the old Tub episode. So it's been
that's a while. Yeah.
He said, so I'm finishing up the old Tub episode, and when you said I'm just a farmer, I got tickled. But when y'all started talking about a pair of brass Doharts, I almost put my truck in the ditch. Doharts.
They do have brass ones.
Yeah. So I thought that was good. But so we do have a listener, and he does laugh and almost die. So that's good.
So don't listen to our podcast while driving.
It's not healthy. All right. So who closed us down last time?
Lewis did.
I prayed last time.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rob, you're up.
Am I up?
Yep.
All right. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time together. We thank you for the ability to be able to just come together and to be able to talk and sometimes just have incoherent conversations about things. But we do thank you for that opportunity. We thank you for the country that we live in and the freedoms that we have. And we pray that we just stand up and know when to be bold in defending those freedoms. And we thank you, Lord, for it. Thank you for this time together. We pray for all those who listen, that words of wisdom would sink in and words of stupidity would just slide off. And we thank you for this time. In your name we pray, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Manhood.neat podcast. Have a good week and go out and find those brass Doharts. Who was in Silver? Is it Dylan? I thought it was.